Hey everybody, it's Jennifer, and I want to welcome you to day 19 of my 29 days of transformation using the Law of Attraction series. And today, what I want to talk to you about is letting go of judgment. This is a huge one, and I think it's something that a lot of us struggle with. We find ourselves judging people, judging circumstances, and even judging ourselves on a daily basis, moment by moment. We're looking at the next person like, well, why are they doing that? Why are they wearing their hair like that? Why are they wearing their clothes like that? Why are they talking like that? That's not appropriate. This is appropriate. They should be doing this. And this idea of shoulds is it's like a disease, and it's rampant in America right now, because what's happening is what we're seeing right now in our society is that a lot of people are panicking because they're seeing a lot of different lifestyles and different perspectives that they are not familiar with, that they're not comfortable with, and that maybe their own primary belief says this is not appropriate. And so you have a lot of people that are acting out of fear right now, saying things, doing things politically that are all based on fear of things that they don't understand or maybe they don't agree with. And this is really a dangerous state, because what happens there is that not only are we looking at the world through our own rose-colored glasses and thinking that everyone should see things the way that we see it, we're also creating a space where, we're saying that this person is not acceptable or that person is not acceptable, and their activity or their behavior should be controlled or monitored in some way. But what we don't really understand is that when we judge others or when we try to control others, we're actually judging and controlling ourselves. Every person that you see is a mirror of ourselves. So it's just a matter of time as to when we're actually going to experience the same kind of bondage that we try to put other people in. I think it was Martin Luther King Jr. that said, a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that's really how we need to view the world. We can't get into the mindset that our way is the only way and it is the complete right way, to the point where we judge and label others as not being adequate or enough. And so really what's going on right now, we'll talk politics, just touch on politics for a minute. You have the rise of Donald Trump, who is, apparently very popular among various segments of society. But what he's doing, and if you pay attention to his dialogue, he's feeding off of the fears of the masses of people. He's feeding off of people's ideas that the things that are safe, that are familiar to them, that are comfortable, is where they should be placing their vote, and where they should be, just that's where their identity lies. The reality is that our country has changed a whole lot, and it's actually a very good thing, because as human beings, we are a diverse species. Just think about how boring life would be if every single person was exactly the same. We were all doing the same type of things. We were all wearing the same type of clothes. We were all doing, going the same places, behaving all the same. It would be ridiculously boring. And, it's just not really even possible. What's happened over the past few years that's made a lot of people uncomfortable is that we've created a space where it's okay for other people to be who they are. And, that's something that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with, because they have always had the paradigm that everyone should fit into their idealistic idea of what's proper and right, when in actuality, there's so many variations of expression. There's so many different ways that we as human beings can show up in the world, and none of them is better or worse than the other. So until we learn how to embrace diversity, embrace the uniqueness of each and every one of us, we're going to have major conflict and have a lot of issues. So what I want to encourage you to do is actually, there is a book. This is one of my favorite books of all time. It is a very simple book. It's really short and it's really succinct, but it's very, very powerful. And that is the book, The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success by Deepak Chopra. And what he does is he breaks down the various laws of the universe and how you can integrate these particular laws into your life on a consistent basis. One of the laws that he mentions is the law of non-judgment. And one of the exercises that he walks you through in the book is to spend a day, just one day, just start off with a day, but try to extend it over time. But start off with a day where you consciously decide not to judge anything. And it may sound very simple on the surface, but what you'll find is that you start to become aware of how much you judge things throughout your day. This traffic is terrible. Oh, why are they, wearing that out? Why is that person wearing that outfit? My boss should have done this instead of that. Whatever it is, we have a tendency to judge things, people, situations throughout our day and not even realize it. But if you consciously make a decision to practice non-judgment, back away from your ideas of what you think any situation should be, then you allow the space for what is and the uniqueness, the beauty that is right now. You learn to embrace it and just marvel at, what it actually is. Because there's always some beauty in every situation, every circumstance, every person, if you look for it. Before I let you go, I want to just share with you my own personal experience with this, practicing non-judgment. This has been something that's been in my spirit for like my whole life. I've been a very open-minded person when it comes to diversity and, just meeting different types of people. But it makes me flash back to when I was a teenager and my parents spoke to me and said, you know what? You better not bring any of these boys home with their pants sagging and, earrings in their ears because, that's just not going to be acceptable. That's just not cool. And so I just kind of rolled my eyes like, okay, whatever. Because in my spirit, in my heart, I always felt like, it's not about what a person looks like on the outside. It's all about who they are on the inside. And you can't tell that from just looking at a person. And so what I did was I actually met a guy at the church I was attending at the time, and he was a dancer. This was during the time when the rap group X Clan was out. If you're familiar with X Clan, okay, so him and his group. They kind of had the Afrocentric thing going on. They had big ankhs and African medallions and, asymmetrical hairstyle with blonde streaks in it, a nose ring, 2 earrings, and, just very, very, very in your face. So I decided that I liked this particular guy and I started dating him. And I ended up introducing him. I brought him home to my parents and they met him. And of course, initially they were in judgment on his physical appearance of what they thought he was and what they thought he represented. But then they found out that he actually attended our church. He came from a very good and stable family. He was very mannerable. He had ambitions and goals. And, their whole impression about who and what he was totally wrong. And so it was during that moment that, sometimes as parents, a lot of times parents think that they can never be wrong and that they always have to position themselves as the authority of all things correct. And the reality is that no one is ever always correct. It's okay to acknowledge that you're learning things from your children, learning things from others that are helping you to evolve and grow, because a lot of times the things that we think are so right are the things that are holding us back in the biggest way. So that's it for today. I definitely hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure that you check out the link below this video to get access to my private Facebook group. I'm actually adding people in slowly. Please be patient with me. But if you send a request to get added to the Facebook group, you'll actually get access to tips, tools, and resources that are all about helping you to create the life that you want, create financial prosperity, passive income online, and just transform your life in the way that you desire. So make sure you do check that out. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.